one Spanish rice with chicken, very spicy. I'm in my herb garden because I'm about to. I love to use the word plate the food. We never used that in the Bronx. We said put the food out, but okay, now it's plate the food. I've been cooking for another hour, and I'm gathering my Italian parsley in my tiny little garden. Basically, I have oregano and I have parsley, I have aloe, I have potatoes. I planted some sweet potato shoots. You can't believe that. This is astounding. I'll tell you that about another. I'll tell you about this another time. But right now, I'm going to just throw some parsley on my masterpiece. Oh boy, cooking well is the only outlet I have. Really, not the only, but one of the few that I love. Brings back some great memories. So the food is done. Just gonna cook it in. I don't even want to pull the stems off. I could. Delicious. Right out of the garden. So here it is. Savage Spanish rice with chicken. I marinated the chicken for a couple hours, and I put some orange juice on it, and I put these spices on it. You must use tarragon on chicken. I like oregano. I put turmeric on because it's a blood thinner. It's fabulous. And then at the end, I put some orange juice. You know, like Dr. L'Orange. Orange juice has a certain nice, but I also made sure I had put a lot of lemon juice on it from my garden. I have a beautiful lemon tree. Well, that's the dish. I have nothing more to add other than I will show you something. Then I really have to open my wine and start cursing the world without you present because I'm not going to do it. I can't watch TV anymore. Every ad shows no white people. Who are these assholes? Who are these people who are doing this? You know, the right wing has a conspiracy of the great replacement. Have you seen white people in ads other than as morons and schmucks and losers? We built this nation. I'm so sick of it, I'm not even going to yell. It's a psychotic sort of genocide going on. So today on Kindle, Amazon Kindle, for those of you who have the app, I released my novella Roses. I made it very low priced, a few bucks. And that story about an older man looking back on his life, a man who's tried to save America, and he's been reviled, rejected, mistreated his whole life. Doesn't complain about it, just looking back. You want to buy it, it's a few bucks on Kindle. And here are some of the books I'm going to be talking about in the very near future. I just got this one about Lincoln. Oh boy, this one I can't wait to dig into. Wow. This should be rife for both sides of the aisle. Oh boy. Lincoln was a sort of Hitler, or Mussolini, let's put it that way. Oh yeah. He interned 20,000 people who he didn't agree with. Biden could do that any day now. He called them insurrectionists. And many of them starved to death or died of diseases from deprivation. I'm sure that there are those in the Biden administration who would love to put you into a prison camp. You don't believe me, do you? You think that it can't happen here? It is happening here, you idiots. Biden is the most devious, dangerous president in American history, bar none. I look back on JFK, a Democrat, a liberal. America loved him. Look what we have now on the Democrat Party, the USS of A. I wrote that in 25 years ago. How the USA has become the USS of A. It's okay. I don't care who uses it. Or you can all use it. Joe Rogan won't use it. Joe Rogan gargles with Rogaine. That's where he gets his intelligence from. Joe Rogan gargles with Rogaine. That's how he gets his insights, from the Rogaine. Am I jealous of him? No, I'd like a larger audience, but I could do without it. What does it matter to me? I'm going to have a few more shekels in my pocket. That's going to matter to me. It's the ideas, my friend. The ideas. That's all that's ever mattered to me. Of course I want to make a decent living from my work. Who would not want that? But at a certain point, it becomes avarice. Avarice. There's a difference between avarice and ambition. America has lost the knowledge of words even. Most of the people that you look at are avaricious. They're not even ambitious. They're way beyond ambition. They're into avariciousness. Big word. Anyway, I want to eat. I didn't want to talk much tonight. My chicken looks incredible. I'm not that hungry because I've been eating the rice and tasting the chicken along the way. It looks moist, and the Italian parsley I put in it will add a flavor to it. Again, I wanted to say hello to you tonight. What's this show about? Some coffee bean that I should pay $800 an ounce for because some hippie grew it? Oh, Panama Canal, okay. Again, Roses came out today on Amazon Kindle. For those of you who have the app, check it out. It's about a man, older man, looks back on his life and tries to reflect on things from the perspective of time, distance of time. Can you post your recipe in the description? I can't really post the recipe. I did so many different things tonight to make this dish. I thought about it. I started with, basting it with lemon juice, and it took hours to do it right. I have a lot of time that I want to devote to cooking now. There's only a few cooking shows I can watch without getting angry because, look, God bless them all. They got to make a buck. But if you're going to poison people, what's their big trick? Salt, pepper, cream, dairy, butter, and that's their big trick to cooking. I'm sorry, that's not cookery. That's crookery. Try making a dish taste good without 7 grams of salt per bite. Listen, let me explain it to you again. I know all of you are ignoramuses when it comes to sodium. I go back a long way in the field of nutrition. You need about 1 gram of salt a day total. That's 1,000 milligrams total. You're probably getting it from the processed food you're eating. So if you're getting 5 to 8 grams of salt a day, you're raising your blood pressure. Great knowledge about this in the 70s when African Americans were suffering from high blood pressure, hypertension from soul food. It was well established. Soul food was salted to death. And there were reasons for that. It was regional, it was cultural, it was ethnic. And unfortunately, African Americans suffered from hypertension. And at the time, you could still publish science. People were straight out told it was from the hypertension was from the sodium. And so there was an attempt to educate people. But those days are gone. Now it's all hype and lies by the big drug cartels of the type you well know. Now they're pushing shingles vaccines. I love this. They've jumped from COVID to shingles to the next iteration of the virus. Like we suddenly discovered viruses mutate. All cold viruses mutate. And so you'd expect COVID viruses to mutate. And what you do is you treat it by stimulating your own immune system through nutrition, proper nutrients, avoiding crowds, avoiding touching things, washing your hands, taking your shoes off when you come home, things like that. And things of that nature, raising your NAC, your vitamin A, your vitamin C. You all know about vitamin D and zinc. You've all been educated on that, but you don't know about NAC. It's a big one. Some doctors know about it, most don't. They'd rather just push another vaccine. Now they're pushing a shingles vaccine, you hear? That's their latest, shingles. They got you coming and going with vaccines. They'll vaccinate corpses before it's over. They'll tell you should vaccinate the corpse when it dies before you turn it into ashes in order to save the earth from global pollution or global warming. What a bunch of idiots. It's all commercial. Well, on that note, and I will say to you, Bonata, I'm going to say goodnight, Maybe I'll read from Roses tomorrow. Actually, I'll do do I have a great podcast this week that just came up on the Michael Savage podcast. I can't understand how old people don't know how to get podcasts. I run into people say, oh, you're still working? Yeah, I have been since I've left radio. And it's called podcast. Well, we don't know what that is. We don't know how to get it. I should ask your grandchild. As you would expect, I like my food. See, I let it cook a little out, dry out a little. I love red bell pepper, by the way. You must cook them till they're soft, though. You don't want them, hold on. Very good. They sweeten the dish. Very good. I ran into a woman today. She's 84. She looks 70, 60. And I said, there's a lot big business now in the San Francisco area of taking ashes out to sea. She said, yeah, why would anyone want to be buried? She said, all I want my ashes to go out is under the Golden Gate Bridge and make sure it's an outgoing tide so it doesn't wash up into Oakland or into an estuary. Imagine that. So that's what's going on now. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. I'm Michael Savage, and I ain't gonna bust.